Hey everyone, it's Types, and we just got a bunch of new cards revealed from the Pokemon TCG expansion Ninja Spinner, which is making up the, I believe, bulk of the expansion internationally, Chaos Rising. Ninja Spinner is the Japanese expansion, releasing March 13th, and Chaos Rising is the international or English expansion, releasing in May. Keep in mind, obviously, these are both after rotation. Rotation has already happened in Japan, will be happening internationally relatively soon, and I made a bunch of content on that, but we'll continue to make content on it as well, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, as well as the rest of the reveals. Today we're taking a look at Beedrill EX, the reveals alongside Mega Floette EX, as well as some Deoxys here. But anyways, we got Beedrill first here, or Beedrill EX, and this is interesting. Weedle and Kakuna are not interesting, though, I'm not going to lie. Beedrill EX is interesting, specifically for Expanded. There's one card that I really like that pairs well with it. In Standard, though, it is interesting here for one, Grass on the stage 2, Grass EX, of course. Beedrill EX itself is Grass as well as the previous evolutions, meaning you can use Force of Vitality there, which is very good, right? Force of Vitality letting you evolve instantly into your Grass, or instantly, except for turn 1, into your Grass Pokemon, letting you, like, kind of get into things faster. Assuming you don't have that, like, perfect turn 1 and turn 2 with, like, a bunch of rare candies, it's easier to use Force of Vitality here, so yeah, that is nice. And the Rumble is the attack for 1 grass, doing 110 for each Beedrill you have in play, including Beedrill EX. So Beedrills and Beedrill EXs. We check if we have. Okay, so technically we currently have a Beedrill in Standard, but this is going to rotate, so kind of weird, right? Presumably there will be a Beedrill in this set. I'm pretty sure that there's no Beedrill coming out, right? No, so there's no Beedrill like out in Japan already, so this is kind of weird. We'll see if we do end up actually having a Beedrill like soon, at least. But we've seen things like this in the past. We've seen Unpheasant, or not Unpheasant, Dove, in Standard. Where is it? There we go. With the ability Emergency Evolution, letting you evolve into Unpheasant or Unpheasant EX, which doesn't exist. So that's interesting. Tell me in the comment section if there are any other cards like this that like don't exist that Pokemon cards refer to. I don't know. I thought there was another one, but I don't remember. I might make a video on it. But anyways, yeah. So that's interesting. There kind of needs to be a regular Beedrill, right, for this to be good. I guess there actually doesn't have to be. I mean, if you have 4 Beedrill EX in play, you're still doing 440, which is like a lot. If you have 3 in play, you're doing 330, which is still a lot. So, I guess a single prize Beedrill doesn't necessarily make or break it, but obviously a single prize Beedrill gives you more outs to find the Beedrill in your deck. And on top of that, it like lets you do something else as well, hopefully something good. The Beedrill we saw in the past that gets me really excited for this in Expanded said, not that super good, but it's really cool, is this Beedrill. There was also the single strike one, but let's talk about this one here, which has the ability Elusive Master if it's in your hand, and it's the last card in your hand, you can play it just straight onto your bench. Then you get to draw 3 cards. It's a really fun card. It saw not much play. I want to say, no, I'm thinking of Empoleon, which is similar to saw play. I play this card a lot, though. It is quite bad, but it's fun. But yeah, this can actually do decent damage, though it is kind of clunky. Kind of reminds me, honestly, of Mega Meganium EX. We're looking for Mega Meganium EX and single prize, the single prize Meganium, the stage 2. So 2 stage 2s there. And they're actually from the same line, kind of like with this Beedrill here. And that's a little clunky. You're looking to potentially accelerate some energy as well. But you do a lot of damage as well, or just like a decent amount of damage. I guess if you don't accelerate, you can't attack, though. But ultimately, Beedrill EX here is interesting. Is it good? Probably not, but it is interesting here. Obviously, as always, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts in the comment section on how good you think these cards will be. We have the next card here, which is Mega Floette EX. And this card is kind of interesting here. It is a Mega with 250 HP, which is bad. Even, for a basic, it's still pretty bad there. And it is Psychic here, weak to Metal. And then you have 2 attacks, Gentle Light, heal 30 from each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, not super good. And then Eternity Bloom for 3 Psychic. You do 200 search your deck for up to 4 basic Psychic Energy cards, and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. There we go. I said it. This is interesting. It's bad. Okay, it does have some support, which we'll get to, but on the surface, so the HP is bad. First Attack is also bad. I think I can't really think of any particularly good use case for it. We've seen Picnic Basket, which is similar to C play, but that's an item. Which does a thing when you play it. That's not the case for an attack. We're leaving a 3-pricer in the active as well. Then Eternity Bloom for 3. The damage is okay. I mean, I guess we've seen Mega Absol EX with a 3 prizer, 3 energy basic, do 200 and have some upside and be good, but that upside is pretty disruptive. This is more so for setting up. I always say that setup attacks usually aren't super good on Pokemon that, like, if you need a setup attack, but you need to set up the setup attack, then that's kind of bad, right? Because it's like this kind of long, complicated link. And what's the payoff here? I mean, it's kind of weird. This seems like a big part of your game plan if you're like, going using this 3 prizer. And as we'll see, it kind of seems that way as well. So I don't know. We'll dive into this a little more though when we take a look at some of the other cards. But I will just go in order here. But there's one really interesting card that works with it here. Then we have Phantom. This one can evolve. Wait, was it once during a turn? Oh, okay. So this is like instant evolution, but not turn one. They're like exactly the same, or not exactly, but pretty much the same as Force of Vitality there. And then if you do, you put 2 damage counters on this Pokemon. This is interesting here, actually. And then, yeah, this actually soon shows one of the other cards, which I wasn't actually paying attention to earlier, but I talked about it with Uncommon Fossil, and I missed something. But yeah, then you can evolve into Trevenant here. This has 2 attacks. This is a little interesting, being able to be used turn 1 as well. I guess I should check if there's a Trevenant in Standard that's any good. I will quickly say this is Trevenant, not Hops, or it's Phantom, not Hops Phantom. So Hops Trevenant, which is actually doing okay in Japan, not like amazingly, but not bad either. But that doesn't work with this, so you can't do that. But there's apparently 2 Trevenants. This one is rotating. This is the one I know. And there's this one, which is not very good. So, yeah, nothing spectacular there. But this Trevenant here, I guess I could mention in Expanded. I mentioned Expanded earlier. There's like this Trevenant. I think it's good and Expanded, or I think it's like okay. Okay, I should clarify. I think it could be okay and Expanded. With this, I think it. Well, actually, no, you can't use a turn 1, but I think it could be okay. To like kind of burst into play. I don't know. Probably not that useful. But this Trevenant here with Cursed Roots for 1 Psychic, you do 30, and then during your opponent's next turn, the energy can't be attached to the defending Pokemon from your opponent's hand, which is that Pokemon. This isn't like all their Pokemon. It's or wait, this is just that Pokemon, right? Someone clarify in the comment section. I'm pretty sure it's just the Pokemon that you're hitting into here. So yeah, that'll like mess with them a little, but you can't use it turn 1, which is a little annoying. Or I guess it's annoying to use, so it's not annoying if you don't use it. I don't know. But it certainly makes it worse that you can't do this turn 1. If you could, it would be like okay. They're probably not that amazing. I mean, they could just like evolve or something, or like retreat, or there's a lot of things they could do. And then overpaying for 2 Psychic, you do 60, 10 more for each damage counter on all your opponent's Pokemon. This is fine, I guess. I mean, we see attacks like this before on basics that are all right. I mean, we have the what is it? Is it the Azelf? I don't remember if that's the right one. Yeah, Azelf, which is 10 more for each damage counter on all your opponent's Pokemon. I've seen this card a little bit in Dragapult, I guess. I don't know if I've actually been hit by it, and I haven't played it personally. I played it in the box deck, which is super fun, by the way. If you haven't tried this deck, it's super fun. As I pull up Snorlax on that deck. But yeah, definitely an interesting attack, but it's on stage 1, so it's like it's not super good. Then we got Pumpkaboo though, which isn't anything. But then we got Gourgeist EX here for Rondo for 1 Psychic. It does 30, and then 50 more for each of your bench Pokemon that have any damage counters on them. Obviously, the Phantom puts damage counters on itself with Gourgeist EX, as well as, and by the way, these are not Darkness Pokemon. You can use Risky Ruins. What I cannot spell. Risky Ruins here says whenever any player puts, a basic non-Darkness Pokemon onto the bench, and this is from anywhere, including, through the use of Buddy Buddy Poffin, pretty importantly, then you're going to be able to go ahead and, just put damage counters on it. So that's going to be potentially all your Pokemon with damage counters on them, or all of them except for the one you start with. I don't know. It's most of them, right? And if you have like specifically, I guess I should clarify, this doesn't really work with Air Zero Underdepths because, I mean, it could, but you can't risk wounds and Air Zero Underdepths. And I can't think of other ways to get damage counters on your Pokemon. There's like Dodrio. Dodrio's okay, I guess there is Team Rocket's Venture Bomb, but that's like kind of sketchy. There's Dodrio, which is rotating. I'm trying to think. Dodrio saw some play with some cards. Oh, there are some attacks that do this as well. What is this card? Okay, I'm getting distracted again. Oh wait, this is like a similar idea actually. So there's like a Syrian Arcanine, which is similar. But then there are some attacks like there's a colorless one. Oh, Diggersby, I think is the right Pokemon. Yeah, Diggersby from from Perfect Order, it's now 0 in Japan, does 143 to each of your bench Pokemon. So that would then allow you to get a bunch of damage on your bench Pokemon, and then Gourgeist DX, which is like a thing. It seems kind of bad, but it is a thing. And then you're going to be swinging for potentially 280. I mean, 280 for one Psyche on a stage 1 EX, it's good, definitely. Obviously, Gunchunk is set up there, though, and it's a little slow, which like seems like the issue. Then for 2 Psychic Ghost Touch, 140, discard a random card to your opponent's hand. I'd mentioned Mega Absol EX. Obviously, that lets you choose. Mega Absol EX is, yes, it did win, like, I think the biggest tournament ever, but I don't know. I'm still not convinced. I mean, outside of that, it didn't really. Well, I don't know if it didn't do too much, but it wasn't in the top 16 there outside of that. But definitely, not as good as Mega Absol EX, and yeah, it is cheaper, I guess, and on a 2-pricer, but it's not that good. We see attacks like this all the time. We've got Xerneas. This one does for 3 Psychic, 3 times the number of Psychic energy attached to all your Pokemon. Obviously, we've seen some different Psychic Pokemon, but this kind of seems like a partner from Mega Floette EX to accelerate to it. That doesn't seem super good, though. You're doing, 30 times multiplier, which is kind of meh. So probably just not very good here, unfortunately. Then we got Cobalion EX. Cobalion EX here is interesting with the ability Metal Road. When you play, once your turn, this Pokemon moves from the bench to the active, you can move any amount of metal from your Pokemon and play to this Pokemon. Kind of reminds me of Iron Leaves EX. I think the synergy or the similarity there is intentional. But yeah, I mean, this allows you to power it up, and then you can do for 200, 2 metal and a color, so I should specify, because you could use this. Well, actually, no, it only moves metal energy. It could move prism energy, which is like a thing. This is useful, I guess, against Mega Floette EX. Okay, I don't know anything about Mega Floette EX really in the video game. I know, I guess a tiny bit. But I don't know if Cobalion is supposed to be this counter to it in the video game, and then it is in the TCG as well. But it's an okay counter, I guess. We've seen abilities like this in the past. They're good if they're on a good attack. The attack's not very good, so probably not going to see play. I mean, Iron Leaves EX is all right, but it's mostly good for weakness. And then it also you don't need to switch it. I mean, you do, but it switches itself. And then weakness, I don't know. I can't really think of major things. I mentioned Mega Floette EX. I don't think Mega Floette EX is going to be super good, but yeah, Cobalion EX is interesting. Then we have Philippe. This is a supporter, which allows you to attach up to 2 basic metal from your discard pile to one of your metal Pokemon. This is fine. Energy acceleration, right? I don't know what you'd pair this with, but it's okay. We got Floette, Angie. What is this? I don't know. This stadium and Prism Tower, they go together here, and obviously this goes with Mega Floette EX because it increases Mega Floette EX's HP by 150. So then it's going to be up to 400, which is good. It's quite good there. Obviously the same key get bumped, and then you don't have the extra HP, and then you're just knocked out, and then you're low HP again. So that's kind of bad. The stadium is good for that. But then you have this other condition. You can only play this card by discarding Prism Tower and play, which is the other stadium. And you can play this even if Prism Tower was played this turn, which is really interesting. I think this is the only stadium, if I'm not mistaken, that we've seen that you can, play 2 stadiums in one turn, which is really interesting. Is this card good? I don't know, but it's cool. It's interesting, right? It's new and it's cool. And then we have Prism Tower, which is the stadium. It doesn't really have, as far as I'm aware, really any synergy with Mega Floette EX or the Floette Stadium, the other one. But obviously, other than you literally need to play it, but it doesn't actually have any upside. Or I mean, it does something, but it doesn't do anything more than it would in any other deck. It says when starting your turn, you can discard 2 to draw 1, which is okay. This is definitely interesting in something, I think. I'm trying to think of a deck. I mean, Sarah GX could play this. Discarding 2, draw 1 is it's fine, I mean, on a stadium, it's okay. If there are things, you're looking to discard, it can be pretty nice there. It's not absurdly good though, and as actual draw, it's pretty bad. If you have some draw until engine, then it's kind of good. But ultimately, Prism Tower, I think, is okay, it's interesting. It's not a bad card at all, but it's not a super good card either here. Then we have, wait, did Prism Tower get a card? Actually, already? Am I imagining that? I guess I am, yeah. So then we have the last card of this reveals, and then we have the Deoxys at the end. And this is Magnet Metal Energy. This is the, I believe, 5th type-specific energy we've seen for this cycle. I don't know how many they're going to be. If anyone knows, it's going to be, I assume, between 8 and 10, because it's going to be all the types that have basic energy, then maybe Colorless, maybe Dragon. But anyways, as long as it's attached to a metal any Pokemon that provides metal, doesn't need to be attached to a metal Pokemon, but needs to be attached to a metal to give it no retreat. This is like good for metal Pokemon. Metal Pokemon actually this is really interesting as well. They tend to have high retreat costs. Most of these special energies are generally leaning to type strengths. This is like opposite of that, which is actually more useful probably. But yeah, this is good. We've seen cards like this in the past. They're not like absurd. I guess it actually kind of depends. Sometimes they are really nice. It just depends on what's around it. But at the very least, they're like a nice little addition to the deck to, give you free retreat, which is good. Free retreat isn't something every deck desperately needs. I guess this with Goldengo might have been good. I actually don't know. At first, I was going to be like, yeah, it's a metal deck. You want to retreat a lot, or like retreating is like nice, but it's not a basic, so that could be bad. I don't know if it would be good there at all. But anyways, yeah, that's a cool little card here. And I'd say somewhere probably in the middle of the special energies we've seen. Definitely not as good as the Psychic one, which is like super good. The rest are all kind of meh. This one's kind of meh, but it's not bad. Then we have the Deoxy. What's the plural of Deoxys? Deoxys? Or is it Deoxy? Deoxy? Deoxyses? Anyways, we have 4 of them. They all are called just Deoxys here. They all have the same name, so you can't mix and match them. Also, they don't really have any synergy together. You have the first one, which can accelerate to itself, and then the second attack is 80, 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active. Obviously can be good in some situations, but when it's like, quote, good, it's just kind of mad, and the rest of the time it's pretty bad, or it's just not very good. Then we have the next one here, which does Psychic Spear for 120 for 3. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached, it does 120 to 1 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is okay, I guess. 120 to 2. Honestly is pretty good. How would you power this up? Maybe the Mega Floette or something? I don't know. This is definitely interesting. I imagine it could have been good within Gardevoir. I definitely like this a lot more than the Spectrier, which does the essentially 120 type to 1 for 3. This could do big damage active and bench. I mean, it is expensive though, so you need some really like flashy way to power it up, and Mega Floette EX is on the attack, so if it's really that good, then your opponent probably will be able to go after it and knock it out. And if it's not that good, then it's just not that good, right? And then we have this third Deoxys. This one's interesting. This does for, again, 3. You do 80, and then during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have any abilities. So this is interesting. Following abilities is nice. Thinking about the post-rotation metagame, it's kind of meh. Mostly good Pokemon don't have abilities that attack, but it's definitely a nice little option to have. But I don't think this is really close to Corsomas or Garponiax, which has been a good card and still is a good card. But this is like a lot worse. Yes, it is rotating first, and this is definitely a very meta-dependent card. But yeah, definitely an interesting card. Saying it's a meta-dependent card, I mean, I had when I had Funky Fizz on my channel to talk about Pokemon cards from the perspective of someone who doesn't really know the game too well, but knows trading card games pretty well. Said that looking at course Professor Garponiax, he said it just depends how good these Pokemon with abilities are, which is exactly true, right? Pokemon with abilities, if they're super good, this can be good, but it is an effective attack, so your opponent can still get around it. But we've seen cards like this be good, so it could be good, but probably not is my guess. Probably just like maybe might see play from time to time. Then we have the last card here, this last Deoxys. This one does I guess it's like protect, speed, fear, and charge. Those aren't their forms though. Wait, that's not charge. It's not Side Spirits. Or I don't know. It has to do with the different forms. I don't remember the name. This one's like the defense and like attack and speed or something. Anyway, Side Speed for 1 Psychic, you do 30 drops. You have 5 cards in hand. I mean, honestly, it's like okay, but like it's obviously not that good. It does have free retreat as well, which is cool. This one has 3. This one has 2. And this one has 1. I honestly could see this card being like okay. But I think it is okay, but I don't expect it to see any play. I mean, you compare it to Cleffa, the stats are honestly like all right. Cleffa's definitely an all right card. It doesn't really see that much play, but it's not bad. But yeah, definitely some moderately interesting cards here. Overall, though, tell me in the comment section what your thoughts are on these. I'm not super impressed by them, but definitely excited to see what's going to happen with this set. And I'm trying to think, are there any other reveals? There might have been something else. There was There are these Mega Starter decks. I don't believe these have new cards in them, though. So, yeah, we are going to see, though, what Ninja Spinner is going to have in store for us. We do know that it is going to have, Mega Greninja EX, which we have seen, as well as some other Pokemon, which look okay. So far, no crazy good reveals, in my opinion, but maybe I'm missing something. So, as I said, tell me in the comment section, but I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe. That really helps support me and the channel. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.